Have you been caught up recently on the Oakland A situation? And they say, did the Red Sox win the World Series? Are you tired of Oakland A stuff? Because I'm not. Another lawsuit, and that wasn't even the biggest news of the day out of Oakland. Let me go through two things that are happening right now in Vegas and Oakland vis-a-vis the move. I'm going to do it for you clean so you can cut this, Coca. 4-8-69. The Oakland A's have no deal for a stadium in Las Vegas. 4-8-69. The Oakland A's have no support from either fans or politicians in Las Vegas. 4-8-69. Everything the Oakland A's tell you about moving to Las Vegas has been intentionally incorrect. 4-8-69. The key to Las Vegas getting the A's is that a building would have to be built not on the Tropicana site, which means they'd lose the public money, which they very well may lose because of all the lawsuits and the possibility of a public ballot. 4-8-69. Major League Baseball owners voted to approve the relocation of the A's to Vegas, and it didn't mean squat, and I told you that when it happened. 4-8-69. Baseball will not have any comment on the news today where Mayor Goodman said, you know what, I think the A's ought to stay in Oakland. The mayor of Vegas. There is no greater malrev than what occurred. Not the lawsuit that was announced by the teachers union in Nevada yesterday, where they're trying to stop the public money from going to the A's stadium. That public money can only go to an A's stadium at the Tropicana site, which I told you already doesn't fit, even though they already said, we've got a great contractor. We've got a lot of things to announce, but we can't do it till we have a full site plan. Horse hockey. Now they've got a mayor who comes out and says, I love Vegas. It's a great destination. But you know what? The Tropicana site for a ballpark, that doesn't work. Oh, no, please, Mayor, don't say that. During the Super Bowl, no less, when the best way to get news in baseball is Bobby Witt signing a contract, Scott Boras is never going to allow anybody to sign during Super Bowl week because he won't get enough attention. So now we're going to be into February with spring training starting in a week before Boras's players sign. And the biggest news to come for baseball out of the Super Bowl is, by the way, your plan for relocation blows. And then the mayor doubled down and Carolyn said, you know what? I think the team ought to stay in Oakland. Oi! Triple oi! So here's what I think is supposed to happen here. Other than go listen to Owen Poindexter, Front Office Sports. You know that I am a guest of his often. He got Carolyn Goodman on the air. He's been following this A's situation from the beginning, along with so many great people in the media, from Casey Pratt on to everybody else. All the stations in San Fran, et cetera, et cetera. But to get the mayor on record as saying the team ought to stay in Oakland, here's what's happening now. John Fisher and his stadium associates, they're calling up Rob Manfred and saying, Rob, can we speak to the deputy commissioners? Should it be Noah? Should it be Dan Hallam? Who should we talk to? We got to talk to someone because you got to call the mayor and have her walk that back. We need the mayor to say the Tropicana site is awesome. We need the mayor to say we want the Las Vegas A's. We think the natural next step is to get a baseball team in Vegas, please. Ignore that Samson guy who said baseball is not going to work in Vegas. Ignore the articles that are saying it's such a small media market and that they cannot play there in the interim period. They have nowhere to play. It's a total disaster. Oh, boy. It's really something. I mean, I've been there trying to get a deal done in Miami. I've had mayors go to the Miami Herald and say, we will not fund a stadium with David Samson and Jeffrey Lurie as part of the Marlins. You sure? Yes, we will never do it. Never say never. Of course, it took a few extra years, but then they came around, those lovelies in Miami. Is this just posturing? Do you think the mayor's negotiating? Do you think the mayor's worried about the state money not coming in, which the state money tied solely to the Tropicana site? Or do you think the mayor is smart enough to know that you can't put a roof on 9 acres, and without a roof, no one's going to the games, and with a roof, you're going to have to get lucky also. The lawsuit that's happening right now with the teachers union, it's real. Basically, there's a union in Nevada, and it's a political action committee, and they're suing. And basically, they're suing not the A's, they're suing the state of Nevada, and they're suing the governor, saying that the bill that gave $380 million to the Oakland A's as part of their stadium plan, that bill is faulty. That bill both needs to be on the ballot, and the legality of the bill is in question. What's the object of these lawsuits? Just so you're aware. It's to put it on the ballot. Everyone loves putting stadium finance in the ballot except teams. We hate that because we lose ballots and we have to pay a lot of money to try to win them. But in order to get something on the ballot, it costs money, like $1 million to get on the ballot. So where's that million going to come from? So the people doing this lawsuit, the teachers are appealing a lawsuit. Now there's a political action committee. There's a bunch of suits going on, all related to this bill in Vegas. But the fact of the matter is that in order for it to succeed and for them to have a ballot initiative, they got to get the $1 million from somewhere. And what they're saying, which is so bizarre, is that we need help from the Bay Area, meaning all the rich people in Silicon Valley. We want that group to raise a lot of money to get something on the ballot in Nevada, because then we can win that, and then there won't be money for the Tropicana site. And then the theory goes, your team will be staying in Oakland. There is nobody in the Bay Area who's going to donate money for a ballot initiative in Vegas. It's just not going to happen. In order for this deal to fall apart, it's not going to happen because the state money at the Tropicana site disappears. This deal will fall apart if the stadium is moved away from the Tropicana site, if the financing cannot be done, period, whether it's Goldman Sachs or anyone else charging 18%, whether the timeline is such that they have no place to play. Could the A's move to Salt Lake City? Yes. Interim period and full time? Yes. Could the A's still stay in Oakland? Yes. Could the A's get sold? Yes. The A's situation is not done, which is a real problem for baseball because they want expansion, and they can't expand until the A's and Rays are taken care of. Guess what? A's and Rays still not taken care of, even after all those great announcements. Press conferences galore by Stu Sternberg of the Rays, by John Fisher of the A's. We did it. We're done. I'll go meet the Chamber of Commerce and apologize greatly to the great fans of Oakland and welcome myself to Vegas with all these great community initiatives. Oh, crikeys, I don't have a deal. It's going to be good. So much more on the Oakland A's coming.